Here we go. Okay, it is recording. So once we're done, I'll convert it to a YouTube video, and then I'll just post it in the link. So if you have another teammate or something.
I said Angie came on too. Yay.
Oh, hey, Angie, can you hear us? I know this is a lot of people's like first Zoom, so I just worry that they can't hear us.
Oh, I see Kristen's baby.
Oh my gosh. So cute. Yay, get to see babies today. Okay, well, first of all, does anybody want to start out with anything that they feel like they have questions about or that you guys just want to brainstorm? Anybody? No? Okay. All right. So, okay, first of all, MB, did you get into that Trello or not yet?
Not yet.
Okay. I don't know why it's being like that, but maybe you just have to go in and get it, change the password a certain way or something.
Yeah, I got to keep working on it. I didn't like my passwords I was trying.
Oh, okay.
But I wanted that that letter, and I figure it's on there to send with hostess packet, because I haven't been doing that.
Okay, no, the letter that I sent with the hostess packet is something that I got from Jackie, and I just created like a Google Doc with it, so it's not on the Trello board, but I can share, I can share the link for the Google Doc in our thread.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah, okay, sweet. So I'll do that when I get off here. And then, okay, so one of the things that I feel like I've heard people talk about is getting parties. Is that something that you guys might be struggling with, is how the language to use to get parties, or what do you guys think?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, okay. So I just want to share with you, and I'm going to read you exactly what I wrote to somebody and tell you when this was from, because this is like perfect that this just happened like last night. So this girl was in a party with me back in like April, and she was always posting nail fees like of her and her daughter, and so I try to target the people, I hate to even say target, but I try to like offer it to people who I feel like have been in my group and are like posting nail fees and things like that. And so I messaged her April 26th, and I said, and I used the script that Jackie gave me. So I really try to use the same kind of language each time. And I said, hey, lady, I'm super excited about a new 30-minute Facebook party, and I thought of you immediately. I love your adorable nail fees with your little girl. They're so pretty. So I gave her a compliment in there. And I'm like, you would make a perfect Facebook party hostess. It's super quick, brand new, and I do all the work. What do you think? And then she didn't respond. Does anybody else get that, where you send someone a message and they don't respond?
Yes. Yeah, I do all the time.
Okay. And then sometimes we take it personally, right? I know I do. Sometimes I'm like, oh my God, I know they saw it. You can see that they saw it. Like, you get really upset, right? And then I finally started to get over myself. And on May 25th, about a month later, I'm like, you know what? I'm going to go through all the people that I sent messages to, and I am going to follow up, because sometimes like we see the message. Like, I know I'm so guilty of this. Like, I check my messages while I'm at a stoplight, and then I don't want to like text and drive, but then I forget about it later. So I looked at the message, but then I forgot to respond. So I messaged her back May 25th, and I said, hi, I just wanted to follow up real quick to see if you were interested in earning some free polish with a fun Facebook party. I know everyone is crazy, or everyone is crazy busy. Sorry. So I know everyone's crazy. So I tried to kind of put in there like a whole, like, I get it, we're all busy kind of thing, like kind of acknowledging the fact that like I messaged her before. And I said, also just wanted to let you know that every $25 purchase this weekend gets a free pack from Color Street, because that was when they were doing that Memorial Day sale or whatever. And I sent her a picture. And then guess what? She still didn't respond to me. And I was like, okay, whatever. Like, I lost out on that one. I tried twice. I'm moving on, right? Well, on Sunday, so yesterday, she randomly messaged me and said, hi, Haley, I'm thinking about hosting an online Color Street party if you're interested. So I'm just like showing you guys that, because sometimes I feel like we get discouraged when we send those messages, and then we want to quit, or we want to like we give up on messaging because we, we're like, oh, well, that didn't work. I messaged once, or it just hurts our feelings when people don't say anything back. But really, I think that shows that people are looking at them and maybe they're thinking about it. Maybe it wasn't the right time at that moment, but it might be later, and they're keeping you in mind. But the more that we reach out to people, the better, because all we're doing is we're offering it to them, and they don't have to respond to us, and that's okay. We've all done that. I know I've been getting calls from this lady trying to like sell me something, and I haven't responded the last 2 times. Like, and I'm guilty of it too. So hopefully that'll just kind of like show you guys, like, even if you're messaging 10 people, use a particular script, that we have them. I know I've posted a couple pictures before. You can just go to the photos section of like the Pretty Polished Nail Gals page, and I've posted some scripts, and there's like a ton of them that you can choose from to alter to make your own. And it may not work right now, but hey, 2 months later, that person might come back to you, or you're going to maybe reach out to 10 people and maybe you'll get one of those people to say yes. But I've just found that that's kind of where it's at with getting parties, is reaching out to people rather than just like the Facebook posts, if that makes sense. So does anybody else have any like things that they've done like lately that you've had success with getting parties? Not so much.
Basically, by reaching out to people that, that are interested. That's basically how I.
Hi, Meredith.
Hi, how are you?
Good,
I was going to
sorry.
get my video on it first.
I love it.
This is Genevieve.
Yeah. So you found success with just like I said, personally reaching out to people,
Yeah.
right?
Mm-hmm. But
I have a little bit too, but I found using those scripts, like, it's just not something I would say. So I just write my own thing.
Yeah.
It just doesn't sound like me, I guess.
Yeah. And I could see that. I think like if you look at the script though and look for like, are you complimenting her? And
Yeah.
are you acknowledging like a potential objection? And those are the 2 things that like you want in it. So you can kind of write whatever you want to sound more like you. But like tackle, like how I said, like, I know we're all super busy, like you're acknowledging what is probably sometimes comes out of people's mouths is, oh, I'm just so busy, even though with Facebook parties, it's like, come on, like it doesn't take that much extra time to, like a couple things and post or whatever. So, but yeah, compliment and then like putting in like a potential objection usually helps.
So I'm having a hard time. Like sometimes my people aren't really like interacting with their site as much. Like I'm trying to encourage it like on my end, and like I'll send them text messages or call them and just be like, hey, just so you know, like to get more sales, like a lot of times if they're hearing it from you, it's better because like they don't know me from Adam,
Right.
So that's where I'm kind of like, I have a couple parties now, like one did really well with it. The other one like was like crickets. So I'm like, okay, I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, one of the things that I started doing too, and again, cannot take credit from this. This is like, well, there's a girl who did a training in our Beautifully Polished page. Her name is Angelique Hicks. And I got a lot of this from her. And then Jackie started implementing it. And then I went to Jackie and pretty much just started pulling everything she was doing. And she creates, both of them do, and I started to create, and I don't know, some of you might have seen it, like a 2-minute video that she sends to the hostess before she even starts the Facebook group. And it's kind of like, that way they know too, like what to expect before the party even starts. Now, like I had success with this for like 3-4 parties in a row. And now I currently have 2 parties that are doing horribly. And I did that and I did everything else. And at the end of the day, sometimes if you're doing it all, it really is, it's just the hostess, So
sometimes it's not like, so other people are having this issue too. It's not like, since I'm new, I don't.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. But I'll share let me see if I can share the video one more time. I'll try uploading it to YouTube again. It was making me like share it individually to people, but I can still message you it. For some reason it wasn't letting me post it. So I found that helps. And then, what was the other thing I was going to say? Oh, okay. So I know a lot of people maybe even struggle with, okay, I feel like I have, like,
yeah, they said
encompassed my friend group and the people that have currently been buying or things like that, and then you kind of like don't know where else to look for people. Is anybody kind of in that boat at all? Of like, I feel like I've utilized like the people within this group, and you need to start like expanding. I'm doing a training right now. I'm a little bit behind on it, but in the training, it's by this guy that wrote this book called like Freakishly Successful Network Marketing or something like that. I can't remember what the book was called. But he keeps giving us challenges. So I'm going to kind of give you guys the same challenge that I just did. And I'll be honest with you, I'm so behind on the challenges. There's a lot of challenges, but this was one that I thought was cool, that I want to really do more with. And that is, he said to join 2 groups on Facebook of something that you're interested in. So it doesn't have to be like anything related to Color Street. Like I joined a teacher group called like, I don't remember what it's called, like Teacher Problems or something, or I don't know. And it has like 14,000 people in it. And then I joined a book club group, and I joined a like a cruise group or something. So if you think about it, there's a lot of people in there that you might have connections with. And I'll give you this example. And again, this doesn't happen all the time, but we're not like, our business is network marketing, and it's meeting people and doing business with people a lot of times online. So I was in a Carnival cruise group, and one of my best customers who actually just ordered today, she placed a $50 order. She and I met in this group back right when I started Color Street. So we've known each other for like a year and a half now. I've never met her though. She lives in Texas, and she like somebody posted something like in this group. Somebody posted a picture of their manicure, because that happens in this group all the time. They're like, oh, look at my cute cruise nails. So of course I commented on it, and I was like, oh my gosh, look at mine. And I posted a picture of me wearing Bon Voyage, one of the older sets that we used to have with the anchors on it. And a few of the ladies were like, oh my gosh, that's so cute. Like, where did you get your nails done? And then it started a conversation. And one of the ladies messaged me, wanted to know all about it. And since then has been one of my great customers. And she keeps going back and forth about joining the business too. And that was a year and a half ago. So like sometimes these groups are just really good places for you to meet people and start conversations. And like I didn't initiate that in any way. Like somebody else posted it and I just commented back, and then, you know, and the same thing happened recently when I joined that teacher group. Is somebody posted, what do teachers do for summer jobs? And I commented and was like, oh, I sell Color Street. That's my summer income. Because again,
Here's Carrie. Hi, Carrie.
Hey, Carrie.
Hi. Sorry, I was on a phone call.
No, that's okay. We're just talking about joining Facebook groups to meet people.
Okay.
So yeah, somebody posted like, what do you teachers do in the summer, like for extra income? That was like a perfect way for me to like segue in. And I commented and I told them about Color Street. And one of the ladies commented back and was like, oh my God, I love Color Street. So I friended her and I messaged her and I said, hey, I know you already have a Color Street girl, sounds like it, but you know, just if that ever changes, let me know. And she and I just had a conversation back and forth about how much we loved Color Street. And I feel like that you're building that relationship. And then, you know, that could have been somebody else though, right? That could have been, you know, and I've had people come to me before who've had a Color Street person, and for whatever reason, maybe they didn't get along well with that person or whatever. And I've actually had people like switch to me. And same goes, I'm sure some of the customers that I know that like, I'm like, hey, they haven't ordered in a while. You got to wonder too, right? Did they meet somebody else or whatever? So it goes both ways. But so I'm so wordy today. Basically, I'm challenging you guys to go and find like 2 Facebook groups that you're interested in. It could be about dogs, like Stacy. It could be like a Greyhound group. Like
I know I was going to ask something about that. I'm in tons of Greyhound groups, but a lot of them are like out of the country. You know what I mean? Like they're from.
Oh yeah.
So
I'm in like a million groups. I don't even, there's like so many.
Yeah. So, and yeah, I mean, you probably are. And so just think of like, comment on what people are saying, like things, try to start up conversations with people, because then when you start conversations with them, it's not going to be weird if you send them a friend request because you've been you've been talking with them. And then once they're in, once they're friends with you, then they're going to start to see what you're posting. And I know that, we try to post things not like a crazy amount on our personal page, but we do here and there, right? And then if they're starting to see that, and maybe you're liking things on their personal page, and then you start commenting on their personal page, you develop that relationship with them where then maybe it won't be weird if then later you send them a private message and say, hey, like, I noticed this on your personal page. I thought you might be interested. This is my Color Street page. Color Street is blah, 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 right? So, I mean, this stuff takes time and it takes some work to like be active, listeners and paying attention to people. But that's really what I've been learning in this training, is all about just developing relationships with people. And that's a good way too to meet new people, and you can start to kind of expand, your clientele and your group of people that way too. Does anybody have questions about anything I just said? No. Okay. Did you say I do?
I said good idea.
Oh, okay. Awesome. Okay. So the other thing that I was going to talk about is sorry, I'm just looking at it. Oh, okay. Is enrolling. So another thing too that we're learning in this training is it's basically, this training too is very very heavily focused on building your business, which when it comes to building our businesses, it's all about enrolling, and it's about, sponsoring stylists. So I will be totally upfront with you. I have not sponsored anybody for the past 2 months. It's killing me a little bit on the inside, not gonna lie. But I mean, sometimes it happens. Sometimes we go through these dry spells. But I will tell you that I have been actively talking to multiple people about it. So even though it hasn't happened yet, I'm hoping that then, because we've talked about it, that'll happen, eventually or whatever. So like today, I was talking with someone about the business because she wanted, she won a Facebook party. So I've been doing like a booking game in my Facebook parties. I think I added a couple of you guys to one of my Facebook parties. So send me a message if I haven't yet, and I can add you. But I have been doing these booking games. It's kind of hit or miss. I got a lot of people who played them the other day. And then when I started messaging people, telling them what they won, they were like, oh, no, thanks. And I'm like, why'd you play the booking game, people? But anyway, it's a whole nother thing. But one of the girls who won the booking game, she and I were chatting today because she was going to host a party. And this will just give you an example of why you don't prejudge people, okay? And I'm so guilty of this. So she's talking to me, and all of a sudden she's like, that sounds great, but I feel like I'm kind of a loner, and I don't really have many friends. So I just I don't know if I want to waste your time and money with you giving me a free set and samples, which I've
heard that a lot.
What'd you say?
I said I've heard that a lot.
Yeah, okay. Actually, surprisingly, I haven't, because sometimes the girls will take the free set because they're like, oh, I'm getting something free, and then they don't do anything. So I thought it was pretty honorable that she was like, I don't want to waste your money,
Yeah,
or
whatever.
True. So I said, hey, I totally understand. If you, I said $150 is a qualifying party, and that's about 4 people buying a buy 3 get 1 free order. I said, so why don't you just maybe spread the word a little bit to the people that you do talk to and see if anybody's interested. And if you could get 4 people, I said, then yeah, let's do a party. And that way, I said, because the goal is to get you free nails. So it was very much like about her. Now, again, here's the prejudging that I did. I thought, okay, I'm not even going to offer the business to her because she's telling me that she's a loner and she doesn't have any friends. and she doesn't know if she can even get a party. So then a minute later, she texts me and she goes, how much money do you make from a party as a stylist? And I'm like, ooh, I prejudged. Like, I didn't even bring it up, but I prejudged her. And all of a sudden now we have been going back and forth today talking about the business, and she's really considering joining. And for her, she might be one of those people who, you know, might only get into it because they want the nails for themselves or something, and then think that they don't have friends, but you really do, kind of thing. And then she might even do more with it. So I've been talking to her, but I feel like I just wanted to share that because I think we're all guilty about looking at someone or hearing what they're doing and then thinking they would never be interested in that, and then we don't even offer it to them. So that's another thing too. And Carrie, I'm going to mute you for a second. I think you might have some background noise. There we go. So I really want to challenge you guys that just choose one person. Like, look through your group of people and choose one person that you maybe have not talked about the business to, or maybe you have, but maybe you need to follow up with them. Like, maybe it's been a couple months and maybe they were interested, but it wasn't good timing then, but maybe now we check in with them and we see, is it better timing? Because you never know, like, when people's situations can change. And I really, really push enrolling because I know that if Jackie McGowan hadn't pushed it on me 6 different times, I would not be here. Like, and so I really, and I don't know if all of you, I think a lot of you guys heard, but like Cam, like my husband lost his job recently. He's got a new job now, but like that was seriously the moment where I realized what this business could do for us if we let it, because I wasn't worried about money. I literally was like, it's going to take me a couple months to be worried about money because of Color Street. So I feel like we have to think about what is in it for other people and giving them that opportunity, and at least offering and at least talking about it with them, because, you know, again, like I wouldn't be here. I don't think MB would be here. Because I know I was just like, you got to do this. Like, you just try, you know,
Right.
and, you know, and I think there's a difference between like pressuring someone into doing it or but really seeing somebody who, you know, wants to. They just might be a little bit afraid. And that was me. Like, I was just afraid of doing it. And I needed a friend to kind of push me in a good way and be like, no, like, just try it, because what do you have to lose to just try it, you know? So think of one person that you could even today, like, reach out to and talk about it. Strike up a conversation. Look at people's Facebooks. Everybody shares way too much information on Facebook. Look at who said that their car broke down, or who said that, you know, who's asking for, you know, info about a summer job or whatever it is. And, you know, they might not be interested, and that's okay, but you're offering it to them and you're at least putting it out there. So, okay. What else, you guys? I just want to like
I'm just going to share real quick that I had a gal that was pretty interested in joining.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you've never done a party yet, so let's have you do a party just to kind of, you know, just to get in there. And
yeah,
she did. Had no sales.
Okay.
So I feel like now she's discouraged and not going to join.
Was she a good hostess? Like, was she doing the things?
Not so.
Okay. I will tell you that a girl who signed up under me, I don't want to say her name, but a girl who signed up under me, and she's been in it for almost as long as I have. She signed up in February of, you know, last year. So right after I did, her party had one order.
Yeah.
And it was her mom. And I actually assumed then too that she wouldn't be interested because of that. And she ended up being interested and doing pretty well with it. I mean, she's still going. She BQs every month. Like, she, you know, she works her business every day, and she had one sale from her party. So sometimes it's different because, like, when it's you, like, we don't have as much invested in it because we haven't made an investment in it. And sometimes when we join, we have that like pressure of, okay, I want to make my money back. Like, that's usually our number one goal. Like, in direct sales, when you join, is you want to make your money back, right? so I wonder, and maybe you and I can talk, MB, or if anybody else has any suggestions of like, what's like, have you talked to her about it yet? About like, have you mentioned joining again or not yet?
Not really.
Okay. I would even do it and maybe using like this story that I'm telling you right now and say, hey, I know you might be a little bit discouraged, with your sales or whatever, or lack of sales or however you want, and say, but you know what, like sometimes, your friends and family, they really want to hear more from you. And, when it's you, it might be a little bit different, and we can definitely help you. And maybe just tell her up front, like, you're going to have to work at it a little bit, but it's worth it. It's one of those things where you work it, but what you put into it, you get out of it. And maybe even just say, like, for the price that it is, $150 out the door, you're going to, if worse comes to worse and you do it and you don't like it or it doesn't work out for you, then, the worst that can happen is you have all those nails that then you get to use because you love the product or whatever. And again, and maybe use like that example of the girl that I'm talking about who had a terrible party, but then got on board, and then she does really well with it. And I think, yeah, when it's you doing it and you have like a investment in it and you have that money invested, it really kind of puts a fire under people usually, and then they do more work, because it sounds like for, as a hostess, maybe she just didn't do as much of the work that she should have or whatever, So. Who is that? Oh, someone's talking to someone else. Okay, so we are under 10 minutes left before they boot us out of here. What else do you guys want to brainstorm about or ask questions or just kind of like get ideas from each other? And I'll unmute everybody, or unmute yourself if you have something. Do you have anything, Carrie? You came in the middle. I'm gonna pick on you.
I don't know. I've been like kind of hit or miss with parties. I really haven't been having a lot of them lately, and I've been trying to reach out to people, but I have been, very thankful for the loyal customers I have that come back every month, that help me at least BQ every month. But I've been trying to do more of like what you're saying with reaching out to people, like through Facebook, just sending message out or text to people. Or my kids are in a lot of sports, so when I go to their sporting things, I, bring some samples with me and try them on people. And, I get a lot of good feedback, but then I don't end up like hearing from them too much. So like I am trying, to get out there and do more, but like one of my really loyal customers right now is having a party, and she's had one person buy, but she only invited like 8 people to it, and she lives in Florida by nobody, so she didn't even want me to send her like a hostess packet or samples or anything, because she said she like lives in a just like on a little island, and there's only like 5 other people out there, and they don't really talk to anybody out there. So I'm trying to like help her think of things, but I told her I was like, message people before you invite them and explain, like what you're doing. And so she started to do that more, and now instead of 8 we have 15, so she's starting to build it a little more. But yeah. It really, I know it comes down to like the hostess, like, reaching out, because I don't know a lot of these people, so they're not gonna like warm up to me as much as getting the information from her. But I'm still, I'm always looking for new tips, and I'm like, looking through the Trello board, and I know I talked to you and MB, and just I keep try to stay in the groups and look for as much information as I can, because my schedule is busy, so I always miss like all the meetings. I'm trying really hard to go to conference, but I haven't got my ticket yet because I don't know if it is for sure going to happen or not. But I'm really trying. My mom is, I think, going to try to help me with the kids to get down there this year. So
yay! Oh my God!
I just want to try to get as much information as I can to do this, and but it's been going okay. But yeah, I've just been kind of struggling with the parties, and nobody was really booking parties off of my parties. So
You're doing good, Carrie.
I'm trying.
You were one of the first to BQ this month on my team.
Yeah, there was one of the soccer moms on Nolan's team said she didn't know anybody that sold it, and her order was almost like $300 just alone for her. So
Oh my
Oh,
gosh.
moly. I know. So she's like, I'll always order for you, but I think she'll be stocked up for a while. So
Right.
Yeah.
but she said, she would let her mom know and her sisters know because they all love it because they didn't know who to buy from either. So I was like, yeah, that would be awesome.
Yeah.
I talked to her about doing a party, but she said, they're just busy right now. So, I've been trying to reach out more, but yeah, that's kind of the only thing I'm kind of struggling with right now is doing parties, but
Mm-hmm.
Right.
I'm going to definitely try to reach out more like you were saying. So thank you, and thank you, all of you for sharing all the information, in the group and, on our team and everything. It really does help just getting new ideas off of other people.
Yeah, for sure. One thing I was gonna suggest too, and I think MB, I feel like you've done this. Haven't you gone to have you done a little event, like a coffee shop or something? Is that you? Or
I did.
you do the bride.
Recently, I did a couple. It was more about talking about the business, and I have a couple potential stylists that are. They both told me they're going to sign up soon. So
Awesome! Yay!
yeah.
Yeah, I know, and I think I've mentioned this to a couple of you guys who are downriver. But I know the Big B Coffee in Trenton does Saturday and Sunday vending things, and they're free. You just have to go and sign up. But I would start looking at maybe even events that you could get into that hopefully you could meet some people from there. I've done a couple events actually in Port Huron, which I didn't that's a little bit far, but they were free events that somebody offered to me, and I did them, and I ended up getting a couple parties from those. I was a couple months ago, but so sometimes those events are nice because you get to meet people and it's just new people, and especially if they're really excited in the moment when you're showing them the product, especially if they've never heard of it before, you can kind of, they'll be interested in doing a party there too. So that's another good way to try to get parties and just to meet new people is from events and stuff like that. And then, yeah, I think lately the parties I've gotten have been from booking parties. And I did have, like I said, I had that one girl last night messaged me. And then I had a couple people, which hardly ever happens, just ask me if they could do a party. But one of the things, I got this idea from Paula Warren. I know most of you know Paula, but she started posting anytime she had a good party, a $300 party, she started posting a shout out to the hostess with the pictures of what they ordered.
Notice that. It's a good idea.
Yeah, and you know what? I really think that's why I got these last couple parties. I think people have been watching and they've been seeing what people are getting. And I think that's how I got these last couple. Because otherwise, I feel I don't know why they would have randomly messaged me to do a party, So, okay, anything else that you guys can think about? Any other ideas that you want to share, questions or anything?
I just was kind of wanting to, some of these gals wanting to move up a level. I think maybe Carrie and a couple of them, but maybe moving to senior stylist, and then Stacy moving to team leader. Like I said, I'm trying to I got a couple potential stylists that are going to be joining soon, and so just placing them where it's best. I'll probably get with you more on that, Haley.
Yeah,
but
absolutely. Yeah, that's one thing that when you guys, if you get to team leader, you can what they call place people. So if you have a stylist in role, you can move them to other people, and it's nice because then you help girls on your team who can potentially promote, and then it it kind of helps build your team up as if you can move it around and everything. So that's kind of a fun perk for team leader. So
and I was hoping well, yeah, I guess Meredith too would probably want to go up to senior stylist, hopefully.
Yeah. Let's all move up to senior stylist. Let's do it. Yeah, just find that one person today that you can reach out to and strike up a conversation with, and and then definitely join those 2 Facebook groups, or even like Stacy, how you said you're in a ton already, start looking to see how you can start interacting in those groups and everything. And that's kind of what I want to start doing. Like when I start scrolling Facebook, my goal lately has been to scroll with a purpose. So I'm still getting in my like scrolly Facebook time, but I'm commenting on things more, and I'm trying to, do the little heart emoji on things more, so that people are seeing that I'm like looking at their stuff. So, and then that
Good
helps
idea.
us get in their newsfeed too. So, but. Okay, well, thank you guys for hopping on. It was nice to see everybody face to face, and
Thank you guys.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, thanks, guys.
all right, have a good day, you guys. Talk to you soon.
Bye.
Bye.
See ya.